Good evening, everyone. Princess Jerry Cannoli here. Welcome to Chasing Fruit Loops. Yeah, I totally screwed up my entrance. Isn't that great? Chasing Fruit Loops, a Long Island-based show running out of Bobby Lacera's Paradise Studios. This is where I get to sit and chat with the coolest and hottest cats that I know. Tonight's guest is Karen Bella. Hi, Karen.
Hey.
How's everything?
I'm doing okay, thank God. Thank God. How are you doing?
Everything's good on my end. Everything's nice and quiet the way we like it.
And that's what you want.
Right. You're down in Florida now, right?
Yeah, I've been down here for about a week and a half-ish, maybe a little bit less. I've kind of lost track of time. But I came out here to clear my head because it's just a very overwhelming time right now. And sometimes if you can and you can get some type of solace, I'm very fortunate and lucky to get that. And I'm trying my best to keep safe. It's been an interesting experience because I drove from New York to Florida, and you see the difference as to how people are with keeping your social distance and masks and stuff between the North and the South. But I'm good. Everything's good. This is an area that doesn't have so many problems with that, and everything's okay.
All right. So why don't you tell us about how you fired up your passion to pick up a guitar?
Okay. All right. So when I was 13 or 14, I picked up the guitar for maybe 6 weeks, and then I dropped it because it's hard. It's not an easy instrument to play. Anything that you've never played before, anything new is difficult. And so I gave that up for a little bit and just focused on singing. But then when I went to college late in life. So around 23, I believe, I had a teacher that I really loved a lot, and I was very inspired by him. And I wanted to take guitar lessons with him because that's what he also did besides teaching classes. And he taught me all.
And of course, I get a phone call in between. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It might happen with me too. Who knows? But he taught me all the pop chords and the jazzy chords. And then after college, I continued to play the guitar without the inspiration of him, but finding the inspiration from within myself to songwrite. And so I basically forced myself to write a song, and I was like, oh, I can do this. I can sing and play. So that's really how I started it. And I reduced my social life significantly, and I just sat at home and played and practiced and listened to music and wrote really good songs, wrote really bad songs. So that's it.
Oh, wow. It said in your bio that you went to Five Towns College.
Yes, it was an incredible experience.
I can imagine. I drove around the campus a couple of times. I was going to go in. I forgot I was going in for like some DJ stuff, and I was like, let me wait a little while on this, and bingo. You never go back.
Yes, when I went to college, there was beginning 2007, and I did 2 years, so I finished in end of 2008, and I studied with some of the greatest, most inspirational teachers whom I will hold in my heart forever, and it gave me a different perspective on music. I learned music harmony and improved my ear, my hearing, and so many other things, and connected and made friendships with some people that I'm still friends with today. And if I didn't go to that school, I don't think that I'd be able to do the things that I'm doing today, because I look back at it and I go, oh my God, that's what this professor taught us. And then you realize so many people in the industry who went to that school. Now, I think that Five Towns College now doesn't focus as much on music as it did. I believe it changed a lot because the new owner, he's trying to make it more of a sports school, from what I've heard, which really makes me upset because that was a school that helped shape me.
Yeah, I've never heard,
Yeah.
well, I haven't been down that way, you know? I really haven't looked into, you know, the college or anything. At this stage of my life, I don't think going back to school is going to be a thing on the list.
Yeah, well, you never know what's going to happen, but at least right now, that's not something that's going to happen.
Yeah, I
I
know.
would just, yeah.
Yeah. Even though I would like to take a couple of courses and see if I can actually handle, because I'm a pharmacy tech right now, I actually want to see if I can handle the pharmacist course and become a pharmacist.
Girl,
They
I
do,
think that you can do anything that you put your mind to. And I don't mean to sound tacky, but I do really believe it's true. Because think of how many things you have gone through and experienced and obstacles that you're like, I can't get through it, and you got through it. You know what I'm saying?
true, very true. So what made you decide to pursue a career in music?
Because it was the only thing that made sense to me.
Okay.
And to me, it's a career because we live in a world where we need to do something in order to make a living, correct? I've tried doing other jobs. I've tried jumping into other types of careers, and I felt so empty inside, and I was so miserable and so depressed. And the only thing that really makes me feel happy besides food is music. It's been my best friend when I was a kid and I had no one wanting to play with me in recess. It's something that I was doing, you know, sitting on my brother's lap on an airplane wearing diapers as a 1.5-year-old. From the stories that I'm told, it's the thing that makes me vibrant. It's the thing that wakes my soul up and makes me want to dance in my heart and in my mind. And I've found that when I wasn't working in the field of music for as a career, I was getting sick all the time and going to the doctors all the time. And they're like, we don't know what's wrong with you. When I quit my day job and I just started doing music and realized that I can make a living doing it, I was barely getting sick. And I can't even believe that that's how it happened. Now, that didn't come out without any obstacles. I dealt with some health issues that prevented me from being able to sing or being able to handle sound, which is a whole other story. But I believe that when you really want something, nothing is going to get in your way. Not a tornado, not a hurricane. You will dig a hole underneath the ground to get there. So,
of course.
So it's more like the career chose me. I didn't choose it. And you know when something's right for you, when you feel good and when you're happy and when you're not getting sick anymore. And just because I'm doing what I love to do doesn't mean I wasn't dealing with other things that was challenging. But from a career standpoint, this is the only thing I want to do. And I feel like this is the only thing I'm really qualified to do. From music can stem other things. And you can go into production, into acting, into film, into art of any kind. But it starts with music. That's my home base.
So when you were like a child, were you one of those kids running around with like mom's wooden spoons singing away, or?
Actually, no.
No.
I was more shy, and I only sang for myself at home. And my parents kind of had to, and when I use the word force, they didn't pressure me into anything. They more motivated me, like, hey, Karen, go, do it, get out of your shell. And my mom used to say to me, Karen, when you sing, you're singing to the mice. You have to project and let it out. I was so afraid to be in front of people and to sing and to dance in front of people, to be around people. I always found that very difficult, and I'm a late bloomer with everything. Today, it's a little bit different. I can walk into a room and sing and do my thing. Even when I'm nervous, I still remind myself, if this is what you love and this is what you're meant to do, why hide yourself? Why be ashamed? Why be embarrassed? This is what you're supposed to do. Put it out there.
Sounds like you made the right choice. So obviously, your parents, they helped you, they gave you the support, they pushed you a little, or they were just kind of eh?
They always had my back. They paid for
Awesome.
everything. They spoke to everyone. They tried everything they could to get me there. Now, my parents had no connections with anyone or anything, and they really sacrificed. They sacrificed so much, and I think that they kind of lost everything almost because they put so much into me. Now, when you believe in someone, that's what you do. And I'm very appreciative of it till this day. I've achieved a lot more success when it came from myself as an adult, when I went into my later 20s. And I mean, I did achieve a lot of things through my parents, a lot of experience, a lot of education. They did everything for me. But now that I've been doing it for myself, I've fortunately made connections with some very wonderful people and experienced things that I would have never dreamed of experiencing. And I only wish that my father was here to see what I've done. But I know he's floating around me.
He's watching you.
Yeah.
He's got your back. You know
Yeah.
it. You've played some pretty rocking venues here on the island and in New York City. Out of all of the venues, which would you say is your best performance?
Okay, so this is going to be funny. I don't know which was my best performance because I don't remember everything. I'm kind of like I'm in the moment and then I forget everything. But what I do remember are I always find that my best performances are in like small cafes where I don't get paid. And I think that that's because I love music so much that I'm not doing it for the money. And like, you know, so a place like Belmore Bean Cafe, I've always found that those are my most successful experiences because a lot of my musician friends come, especially in the area, and we just end up jamming and we end up having a great time. And it doesn't matter to me if somebody leaves me a tip or not. I just remember those shows always being amazing. One of my last shows that I've had was in Rockwood Music Hall, where I had my record release. And even though I felt I could have done better in that performance, because we always think that about ourselves, it was one of the most magical and special nights of my life because it was happening as things were getting shut down in New York. I released my record on March 13th. And it almost didn't happen. And Rockwood Music Hall had almost all their shows canceled because people didn't want to go into the city. And I was supposed to have maybe like 70 or 80 people coming. People bought a bunch of tickets, and then only about 28 or 30 people showed, which I was so appreciative of. But it was one of the most stressful experiences, which led into one of the most amazing special evenings.
So during that performance, how did you stay focused?
How did I stay focused? Because you owe it to yourself. You owe it to the time and the work that you put into it. I put 2 years worth of work into this record, into planning this release, into the CD itself, the printing of it, the merchandise. Everyone that worked with me on this project, including my producer, Josh Dion, and everyone that played in the band with me, Teddy Kumpel, Brian Killeen, and everyone who recorded, who worked on the project itself, they put so much time and so much effort into it. There was no way, there was nothing that was going to get in my way that was going to defer me from doing what I need to do the way that it deserves to be done. So I think that that's what motivated me to be focused. And also, I made a promise to my dad, a silent promise, you know, toward the end of his life, that no matter what, I am going to make something of myself because you gave me the gift of life.
What about your creative process? How does that go?
So writing for me is a very intimate type of thing. I usually don't just sit down and go, okay, I'm going to write something. I feel more like a conduit and more like a co-creator with, I guess, the other realm or wherever it comes from, almost like I'm a fax machine and an idea gets sent to me and it's a channel and you work with it and you kind of, you're just in that mode. You're not cognizant and sitting there and going, okay, now I'm going to write and I'm going to choose this chord and these lyrics. It's more like it's coming out of you. It's flowing out of you. It's the most incredible feeling in the world. And there was a period of time where I had it often. Anywhere I went, I would get a melody and I would have to take out my cell phone and record the idea down, or even in a dream. And I would have to force myself to wake up to get the idea down. And then the next day I'd be like, what the hell did I put down there? It's been less now. However, when I don't have it, I feel like something is missing and I feel a lack of happiness when I'm not writing. So I'm constantly like praying that it happens more to me because I love writing so much. And I recently experienced that a few weeks ago. I wrote a song called Living on the Grate. And it's a song that it's still in the process. And once, me and other musicians can start going back into the studio, I'm going to focus more on that song. But it's a song about looking back at your life and realizing how much more simple life was, and looking at your family and how you're raised, and how I'm looking at my brother and how his life is so beautiful with an amazing woman and wonderful children, and realizing how fast the time passes and everything that you go through. And you ask, when I'm in a bad place, are you going to be there for me, or are you going to step away? So just a song about life that meant so much to me, that basically wrote itself as I was recording it on my computer. It's a very incredible feeling. And the only way that I can explain what songwriting is like is you're just a channel.
I noticed when I started writing one of my books, things come through me in old buildings or on vacation. So
what do you mean by that, old buildings?
If I go into when I went to Europe, when I was down in Mexico, when I was in Antigua, you go to these old places and you just want to look at things. And it's like you're looking at something, you're touching something, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, the hands just want to start. I got to get back to the hotel room. It's crazy.
Okay, I got you.
Crazy. But it's
amazing how that I'm trying to word it the right way. That inspiration, the channel that you're connecting to, connects to you in the way that it's supposed to.
And it's funny. It did. Anytime that I wrote, it had nothing to do with what I was writing about. It just triggers, and then the hands just want to go, but it's like, and it doesn't stop.
So it's like, totally get what I'm talking about.
Yes, it's just good. Yeah, I get it.
And it doesn't leave you alone. It will bother you until you get it out, right?
That's why I'm going to Florida for 5 days with my laptop.
Ooh, go girl.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I actually brought my guitar with me, as well as a cordless, like a battery charged Fishman, in case I get an idea to write a song, or if somehow someone around here goes, hey, I heard you're a singer, you want to perform outside, my restaurant or shop or whatever. You bring things just in case, but I actually went more to Florida to clear my mind. More than
how about going down by the water? Will that trigger anything in you? Like
I went to the water today. I went by the dock by the marina in Cape Coral. Oh. And I was walking around, and there was nobody there. Like, usually that's an area that's, very saturated with people and tourists and things. But right now it's the off season and everybody's basically staying home. And I really regretted not bringing my guitar with me because I would have loved to sit at the dock and just play something and see what would have come out of it. But it's okay. I had nothing sent to me.
You can always go back tonight after we're done.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's kind of rainy over here right now. Today it's a little rainy. And I think there's some residue of the hurricane that's coming nearby. So I think that it's going to be affected for the next couple of days. It's okay. I'm sure if something is meant to come out of me, it will happen. Oh,
it'll come out.
Yeah.
I know. It'll just beep, like a bomb. It dropped right in your lap. All right. We are going to take a commercial break. And when we get back, we're going to talk about the song that we spoke about.
ALJ Service Center, 2100 Belmore Avenue in Belmore. Ray and the crew have an outstanding reputation in the Belmore community, built by hard work, honesty, and professionalism. ALJ specializes in computer diagnostics for today's modern automobiles. Whether it's domestic or foreign, ALJ assures your vehicle is at peak performance when it leaves. ALJ also offers expert restoration and repair on vehicles as well as antique, classic, and muscle cars. Call ALJ for your automotive needs. 516-409-4433. Once again, that number is 516-409-4433.
This is Jerry Ann Casola. She has just finished working on a collection of short stories about the love and joy rescue animals can bring. Each chapter contains a message about how people should and could be kinder to animals. The book is rated G, meaning family friendly. To order Life in the Pits, send $13 to paypal.me/Jerry Ann Casola.
Pit of Our Souls, a nonprofit animal rescue that deals primarily with pit bulls but will never turn away any dog, no matter what breed or size. Their primary focus is not only to rescue and rehome those in need, but to educate and rehabilitate to prevent the cycle from continuing. Pit of Our Souls offers boarding, training, and as much assistance as possible to those in need. Call Pit of Our Souls 516-308-6221 or check out their website www.pitofoursoulsrescue.com.
Hi, and we're back. So, Karen, you have a song that we're going to talk about now, and then we'll play it?
Yes, so my friend Johnny Nail, he wrote a song called Hey, I'm a Lady, and he asked me to sing on it. It's a duet because it's all about a lot of women get into relationships or deal with someone that talks down to them disrespectfully, and it's like, hey, don't treat me this way and don't talk to me this way because I'm a lady. And it's a woman empowerment song that I was very honored to sing on. And some hard hitters played on the song. For example, such as Peter Stroud, who is the musical director and guitarist for Sheryl Crow. Steve Ferroni, who was the drummer for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And Tony Franklin, who is played with so many people, and he's known as the fretless bass master. It was an honor to be on this song. So we made an acoustic video. There is actually the recorded version, which is also available on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube. And this is the acoustic version with Johnny Nail, myself, and a good friend of ours who played the guitar named Graz.
Very cool. Bob, you want to play that song for us?
It's so easy.
You may be here looking for someone to blame.
Oh, you seem to treat the ladies all the same.
You better believe what comes out of my mouth.
Oh, you can take your attitude and bring it down south.
So easy to see you doing all wrong. You better be fixing and moving along.
Oh, here's a phrase, it's as plain as day. It's about time that you hear what I say. So you better listen to me, good boy. I said, hey, I'm a lady, so bring your tone down when you're talking to me. I said, well, maybe someday you can feel the same about you and me. You can push your weight around, but when you fight with a lady, you look like a clown. Hey, I'm a lady, and you don't deserve any time from me. I said, hey, yeah, girl, oh yeah. I said, hey. I said, hey. So right about now, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, I'm the only one who can bring home the bacon.
I think you're wrong, I can hold my own.
Yeah, that may be true, I ain't leaving my throne.
Why don't you just see what I see? Another cowardly man who can't understand.
Don't care what you say, it don't make no sense. Maybe someday it'll sink in your head, or maybe not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh yeah?
So far you haven't.
Oh, you women are crazy.
I said, hey, I'm a lady, so bring your tone down when you're talking to me. I said, well, maybe someday you can feel the same about you and me. You can push your weight around, but when you fight with a lady, you look like a clown. Hey, I'm a lady, you don't deserve any time from me. I said, hey, yeah, yeah, ooh. I said, hey, yeah. I said, hey.
Yeah, you might be the one to check what I say.
Oh, you gotta tone it down when you're talking to me.
I appreciate a woman on her own.
Well, you thought we're kind of thinking it could stand on its own.
It's so easy to see you doing all wrong. I step back so we can get along. Yeah, I get it now. I hear what you're saying. Maybe I'll get it right someday, or maybe not.
Oh, it's about time. You don't know how long I've been waiting for you to say that.
Oh, yeah?
Woo! I said, hey, I'm a lady, so bring your tone down when you're talking to me. I said, well, maybe someday you can feel the same about you and me. You can push your weight around, but when you fight with a lady, you look like a clown. Hey, I'm a lady, you don't deserve any time from me. I said, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, hey. Ooh. Stop! I said, hey, I'm a lady.
And we're back. Hi, Karen. Welcome back.
Hello.
All right. So you sent us over some songs, and what's the first one that we're going to talk about?
So, you just showed "Hey, I'm a Lady," correct?
What was that?
We
Yes.
just aired "Hey, I'm a Lady," correct?
No, we just came out of commercial break.
No.
Oh,
We
okay.
played the video. Hey, I'm a lady.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, we played the video.
I thought we were coming back and then playing the video.
We did
Because
exactly
No,
that.
we played the
obviously
video.
can't say it.
All right, this is your producer talking, okay? We did the commercial, we came back, we went to the video. Now we're continuing from there. Okay, Jerry, you got it? Take it from there.
Okay, why don't I just bang my head on the wall a few times?
Well, we don't want that happening.
Listen, I usually don't chime in. You know, people don't even know I'm here, but in this case, I had to get involved.
Yeah, Jimmy just totally screwed up.
It's okay. It's okay. We're back on track. So I performed, as I said, before the video was aired, I performed in a song with my friend Johnny Nail, and it was it was a catalytic experience because it really, I just started getting my voice back. I lost my voice I had vocal issues for about a year. So when I started getting my voice back, and I was asked to do this song, I didn't think that I was going to be able to sing it. And from up above, it gave me the strength, and I was able to do what I needed to do. And making this video, the acoustic version, was so much fun. Just working off of John and having our friend Graz play with us, who's become a very good friend of mine too. We've done a bunch of shows together. Graz and I. And I've also performed with Johnny Nail a bunch of times too. He's really, Johnny has really had a wonderful influence on me when I first started getting out into the Long Island scene as well, and helping me through the time that I was dealing with a vocal loss, and really believing in me and giving me that support as a friend. So singing on this song is more than just singing on the song. It's doing it with someone who's very dear to me, and also being on a song that had such wonderful musicians on it really was like a dream come true. And from there, it led to other opportunities and possibilities that I didn't think I was capable of getting into.
And where did it bring you? What opportunities popped up?
It brought me to believing in myself more. It brought me to hanging out backstage with Johnny at Jones Beach Theater for the Outlaw Festival. Peter Stroud, who plays guitar on Hey, I'm a Lady in the recorded version, he's a friend of Johnny's, and he invited him and a guest, which Johnny took me. And I got to meet Lucas Nelson, who's Willie Nelson's son, who also co-wrote songs with Lady Gaga for A Star Is Born. And so I got to meet him and hang out with him for a little bit. And I got to meet Sheryl Crow, which I kind of was like, oh my God, Sheryl Crow. And she's like looking at me like I have 5 heads. And I got to see Willie Nelson perform from like the side of the stage. And also I got to see everyone perform on there, and the Avett Brothers, who are incredible. It was the most amazing experience. I hung out backstage the entire time, and I remember standing on the side of the stage looking at Lucas Nelson perform, and I said, there's only 10 feet between me and being on that stage, so I got to do something to get rid of that 10 feet, you know? And it really motivated me and inspired me during...
Gives you a nice kick, you know? Gives you a nice, good kick in the... Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And so it, more so than anything, it gave me that confidence by, you know, being around John and the experiences that he's invited me to, and the opportunities that he brought into my life, to continue to step forward and network with people. And then it led me to finally meeting Josh Dion, who produced my EP. And that was a by chance meet. I went to some jam that a friend of mine named David Huey invited me to up in Scarsdale, New York. There's a school up there that they were having a funk jam, and I remember thinking, that's not a style that I usually sing in, but I'll go. Who knows? And Josh Dion was a special guest, and I thought he was incredibly talented as a singing drummer, and I walked up to him. I'm like, hey, you're really talented. And next thing I know, we're in touch, and I hire him to play drums. And then I realized he's producing my stuff naturally. So I asked him to produce the rest of the record. And he's accomplished so many wonderful things. He's a very successful musician with his band Paris Monster, and he travels all over the world. And And because of my interaction with John, it gave me the guts to go after everything. And I don't think I would have been able to achieve something like getting this record together and believing in myself to ask someone like Josh to produce my record. And so now I have some incredible friends who are very prestigious musicians, and I'm so blessed. It all starts with one step, with one person believing in you. And I'm so happy you guys played Hey, I'm a Lady first, because John is such an important person to me.
Very, very cool. So how do you feel, like with the internet has a very big impact on, the music and everything. Do you feel that it has done good or bad for the music business?
It's a double-edged sword. So there are wonderful opportunities that can come about. It makes it more accessible and easier to get your stuff out there. You can record in your home, release things independently through CD Baby or TuneCore, any type of internet platform. You can upload videos that you make at home or with a professional camera and upload it on YouTube. You can email, you can do so many things. However, what is the other side of that? Everyone's doing it. So the competition is higher, it makes it more difficult, and you realize there's so many talented people out there that are putting their stuff out there, just like you are. Back then in the day, in Johnny Cash days and Beatles days, you would go to a record label and you would sing something and they'd be like, oh, we love you, we're going to build you up. Today, to knock on a door of a label, they're like, well, you already have to have a following and a certain level of success, and you have to already be put together for us to even pay attention to you. And you really need to have an in. You really need a manager, a lawyer, entertainment lawyer, or someone who knows someone who knows someone to even have someone even give you the light of day. In fact, and I have to talk about this because this is something that needs to be brought forward. There's someone who approached me recently and said that they know somebody who's a very prestigious producer and has connections. And he said, let me reach out to him so that you can, you can get an incredible opportunity. And I said, okay, great. And he sent him whatever he sent him of my material. And the guy was like, oh, this is great. This is like the first time in a long time that I don't want to throw a demo in the garbage. So that's good. But then he asked how old I was. And he said, if she is in her late 20s, it's too late and I don't want anything to do with her because that's just the reality of the business. And I was like, excuse me? What am I supposed to do? Because I'm getting older, not go after my dreams, stop everything because you don't like my age? And he doesn't know how old I am. And he hasn't even met me, hasn't even spoken to me. So I told the gentleman who recommended that I reach out to him, I said, you know what, that's fine. If he doesn't want to even give me the light of day because of whatever age he thinks I'm at, it means he's not the right person for me.
Exactly.
And a lot of artists deal with, how old are you? Are you overweight? Are you this? Are you that? And it's like, it's a double-edged sword. You can get out there, but it's more difficult than it ever has been.
Wow. If you could change anything in the music industry, what would that be?
What would I change?
Boy, I'm really picking your brain. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. This is good because look, we're going through a phase in life where we're all seeking change, globally, economically, humanity-wise. I would love it that the music industry focused less on the mainstream of what sells and what people think is visually appealing so that they can buy it, and to remember that there are people out there that love music that you may have never heard of because record companies are not pushing it into mainstream. If you put more artistic things from people who may not look the part, but they have that magic in them, we could have a very different type of music industry. Not everybody is born the most beautiful person, but that doesn't mean they're not beautiful. Someone like, for example, Barbara Streisand. Now that's a very different generation, but they would look at her and go, ugh, because they didn't like the way she looked. But the moment she opened her mouth, the most beautiful voice came out, and her acting and her, just the way she carried herself. And that's a simple example of, if people did not fight to be what they envisioned them being, if somebody didn't give them a chance, you wouldn't have a Barbara Streisand. And the same thing with Adele. She's a beautiful woman, and I think she's beautiful body-wise no matter what her weight is. But she really helped revolutionize things because it gives people who are not stick figures a chance to do what they love to do and to release their music, because their music is great, not because their bodies are phenomenal or their face is, to die for. Who cares about that? Who cares what you look like? Who are you, and what is your art? What is your music? How is it affecting people? Music affects your ears. It doesn't affect your eyes. And I wish that record companies focused more on that than what you look like and what they think they could sell because of your music videos or because you're naked in this video or in the picture. It's almost ridiculous at this point. Not that I think it's bad to not wear clothing in movies. I think it's beautiful to share a woman's body or a male's body, but I think that record companies should be more open and more accepting. So like that gentleman who refused to even listen to me because of my age, I think that that's a very dated behavior in the industry. And I'm hoping that that changes more and more and more as time goes on.
All right. We're going to take a commercial break and we'll be back.
ALJ Service Center, 2100 Belmore Avenue in Belmore. Ray and the crew have an outstanding reputation in the Belmore community, built by hard work, honesty, and professionalism. ALJ specializes in computer diagnostics for today's modern automobiles. Whether it's domestic or foreign, ALJ assures your vehicle is at peak performance when it leaves. ALJ also offers expert restoration and repair on vehicles as well as antique, classic, and muscle cars. Call ALJ for your automotive needs. 516-409-4433. Once again, that number is 516-409-4433.
This is Jerry Ann Casola. She has just finished working on a collection of short stories about the love and joy rescue animals can bring. Each chapter contains a message about how people should and could be kinder to animals. The book is rated G, meaning family friendly. To order Life in the Pits, send $13 to paypal.me/Jerry Ann Casola.
Pit of Our Souls, a nonprofit animal rescue that deals primarily with pit bulls but will never turn away any dog, no matter what breed or size. Their primary focus is not only to rescue and rehome those in need, but to educate and rehabilitate to prevent the cycle from continuing. Pit of Our Souls offers boarding, training, and as much assistance as possible to those in need. Call Pit of Our Souls 516-308-6221 or check out their website www.pitofoursoulsrescue.com.
And we're back. Hi, Karen.
Hello, hello.
Okay, you have another song for us called Needle in the Hay?
Yes, this is a live performance of my song Needle in the Hay, which is on my EP, which is out on every internet platform, on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, Bandcamp, you name it, it's on there, YouTube. And it's a live acoustic performance, and I shot it in the same studio as I did Hey, I'm a Lady. So yeah.
All right, Bobby, take us away.
Can I be honest? A lifetime can change every day. And sometimes we don't notice when someone isn't worth the chase. It may last forever. It may even feel better, but don't give yourself away. 'Cause I've learned how to live with the pain, screaming loud arthritis of the brain. And I've seen humor filled with disdain, but nothing hurts as much as when I hear your name. I'll never be a goddess. Oh, I just wanted to be a goddess anyway. Most of the time I'm guarded, oh I'm haunted by the oddest dreams that become nightmares. And every fairy tale that fell through encapsulates the things that we do. Needle in the hay. 'Cause I've learned how to live with the pain, screaming loud arthritis of the brain. And I've seen humor filled with disdain. Nothing hurts as much as when I hear your name. I never wanna leave the past behind. I just wanna be one of a kind. I wanna feel your arms melt into mine. Not beat around the bush and waste our words.
And we're back with Karen Bella. I want to thank you so much for coming on today. I
Thank you for
really
having me.
appreciate it. You're incredible. You were a great interview. And I'm really digging just talking with you. It was very, very kind of you to be on.
Again, thank you so much for having me and asking me to be here. And thank you, Paradise Studios, for putting this all together.
Okay, as all good things must come to an end, I want to thank my sponsors, Ray from ALJ Service Center in Belmore. I need to thank Russ and Joanne from the Hitman Blues for help keeping the show going. My producer, Bobby Lucera, for helping me keep the magic alive. And to the viewers, because without you, we would not have a show. Next week, I have the Rustlers on, and we'll see you next week. Have a great one, everyone. Thank you again, Karen.
You're welcome. I just want to remind people that you can go to KarenBella.com. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram, which is at Karen Bella Music. It is all traditional spelling. And I have links to everything on KarenBella.com.
Awesome. Have a great week, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.